This is Roger Money for the Spotlight. Today, I'm got the opportunity to interview Michael Island. He is the president of the Columbia Coaching Institute. Let's check out this interview in progress. Michael, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. For my first question, I wanted to find out a little bit about your background and how you got started.
Okay. So the real story is I always wanted to help people, and I wanted to help people help themselves, especially in the world of work, because we spend so much time there. You know, we most of our waking hours we're at work, and most people aren't happy at work.
Right.
I said, how can we help people, help other people? And for me, that was coaching.
Oh, wow.
So I was working on Wall Street actually, coaching financial traders.
Wow.
On 9/11, and saw the whole thing happen. Obviously blessed enough to still be alive.
Wow.
And said that day, I have to make my dreams come true of helping others. And that's when we started helping people become coaches.
Wow. Talk about the process. So if, say someone comes up to you and says, Michael, I'm very interested in becoming a coach. Take them through the steps that they need to actually achieve that goal.
Sure. So I think the first thing is understanding what coaching is and what it isn't. A lot of people think it's all about giving advice. And true, pure coaching actually isn't about giving advice. So once you rectify that and say, hey, I'm okay with not giving advice all day long and helping people come up with their own solutions, then we go into the process. You know, you can come into our program, for instance, and become a candidate for the program, go through our missions process. And once you're accepted, go through a 6-month-long process where you're learning to be a coach every week. You're learning how to build a coaching business, which is obviously a different thing, but just as important. And you're also working on yourself, because to be a coach, we really have to know ourselves.
Right.
So work through those 3 things over 6 months.
Wow. Talk about some of the students that you've had and their successes. I know there's been a lot of students that have come across your program. Talk about some of the ones that stood out to you.
Sure. I mean, it seems like every week there's somebody new. Part of the reason I love doing the work still, and it's almost been 20 years, is that the students are amazing. And they find it within themselves to live this purpose and help others. So specifically, there's folks all the time. I'm just trying to think about some of them.
Because everybody comes from different backgrounds.
Oh man, wild backgrounds. So many interesting stories. I mean, we had a lady who was a former CEO of a Southeastern Asia airline.
Wow.
And she gave that all up, the perks, the stress, and just said, hey, I want to give back.
Wow.
Have folks that had a guy that was running, he was a principal of a school, of a private school.
Wow.
And said, hey, my calling is to learn how to be a coach too. So lead through coaching and lead through helping others, find their purpose and find their needs. So, I mean, we get people of all walks of life that really have this purpose of helping others, but want to put, some meat on the bone around it. They don't just want to give their friends advice anymore.
Yeah.
They don't just want to help folks at the office. They want to make it a career. They want to make it their passion to become something more.
My next question for you is, there's so many different types of coaches. Could you just clarify some of the types of coaches there are out now in the industry? And because so many people are becoming coaches or interested in that, and they, based upon them saying this interview, they might get sparked. Listen, I definitely want to do that. Give some tips for someone to help them differentiate what type of coach they should become.
Sure. So there's as many coaches as there are days of the year. I mean, there's all different types. Anything from a health coach to a fitness coach, a spirituality coach, to going into business, small business coach. And we have a coach right now who's built a successful business around helping people sell their businesses. So you're getting that specific. And then we can go into larger businesses, coaching at the board level, coaching executives, which we specialize in, and help people make that happen. So there's a whole plethora of coaches. I mean, I've seen people that are very successful as coaches, specifying their niche in different areas around healthcare. So different health concerns people have. So something like cystic fibrosis, for instance, and being a specialist even in something so narrow. So typically what you're finding is people that have a purpose of helping others. They have a track record of doing that in their lives. They have a passion and or expertise in a certain area of life. that people need help in, and they come through the program and put those two things together.
Now I noticed that it's a program that's affiliated with Columbia. Talk about the process, how you made that collaboration come about with bringing it to Columbia.
Sure. So to clarify, at one point we were part of Columbia, working to clarify. We were working with Columbia, working with the university, helping them in their coaching program, also doing work with them as they went into big organizations like ExxonMobil, Novartis, organizations like that, and helping them develop their leaders. Now, we've since gone off on our own, and we're doing this program in a way that has a lot of academic rigor and research behind it, but is also focused on getting results.
Nice.
You know, life is too short. People are changing their careers to do this,
Right.
and we need to give them all the tools, all the support, and give it to them at a time and a place where they need it. So just-in-time learning, just when they need it, so they can get out there and make it happen.
Nice. Now, my last question: how can someone get in contact with you if they're? Give me some advice for someone who wants to get involved with your program, or how to get in contact with you if they're interested in becoming a coach themselves and want to do it through your program.
Yeah, I think it's as easy as going to www.columbiacoaching.org. That's going to take you to our website. You're going to be able to watch some more of me if you're not sick of me already. And I'm going to go through and tell you a little bit about coaching, a little bit about some of the secrets of what you need to move it forward. At that point, if you're continually interested, we'd love to speak with you. We have admissions counselors standing by to work with you, admissions officers, standing by to work with you. And we'll actually talk you through the process. You know, talk to you about all the specifics that I didn't really have a chance to get into here, but you know, what it takes from day one through the end of the 6 months to become a coach, to live that purpose, to have that specialty come out of you, and to make it successful so you can actually have a life doing it.
Nice. Michael, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks so much.